Hello friends, and welcome to my home vlog. Okay, so today I'm doing a DCP tag. Ooh, this is what you're saying, right? We're gonna just jump into it with question number 1. How did you hear about the program? I heard about the program in high school. It was senior year, I'm pretty sure. I was getting ready to graduate. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't really want to go to college, but I don't know. I was on the Disney careers or the Disney jobs like website, and I was looking for the next like character performer auditions that were coming to Atlanta. I was gonna try and get into that. I was gonna try and do my best and get a spot as a performer, but I stumbled across something else. It was the Disney College Program application, and I started reading about it and what it was, and I was like, whoa, this is cool. This is really cool, right? After that, I kind of like Googled it and read more, and then I was like, what's on YouTube about this stuff? Turns out like a billion vlogs. And I found some people that I liked watching, like I think Emily Enchanted. I just remember like being in awe of this like girl not much older than me living completely by herself at Disney, working for Disney and all that stuff. And I thought, wow, this is amazing. This is what I want to do. And it worked out too because I was able to go to college and also be Disney-fied. Number 2, how was your interview process? So I am going on my second program this fall. My first program was Spring Advantage 2017. Shout out Tomorrowland stands. I did food and beverage in Tomorrowland. But that interview process is probably a story time for another video. This interview process started way back in January, February, whenever applications dropped for summer alumni is when I applied for that. So like I wanted to do summer alumni at first. And just because, you know, it was short summer thing, I could come back and go right back to school and it wouldn't be a big deal or anything. I wasn't going to take a class in the summer anyways. Turns out sometimes things don't go as planned. That application, I knew like, you know, the keywords they look for in your application. I just threw those in there, you know. Usually when you are able to do that, throw in the word courtesy and guest and efficiency, and you know, they're like trigger words, you know. You pretty much get a web-based interview immediately. Anyway, so then I did my web-based interview, and you know, like part 1 of that is just like a questionnaire. Part 2 of it is like a personality test, like how are your morals, what are your values, what would you do in this situation, kind of thing. And I guess I did well on it because it pushed me right through to the phone interview for summer alumni. This is still summer alumni, by the way. Pushed me right through to the phone interview. I wasn't able to do my application like immediately when apps dropped. I did it later that day. And so my phone interview was scheduled for the next week when pretty much everybody else had their phone interview that week. And anyways, then it was just waiting and 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 waiting. And finally, like the end of March, they literally kept pushing back when they were gonna tell us. Like, I don't know, it just got really annoying, and like both sides, like the recruiters and applicants, were like butting heads. Like nobody was getting along. Everybody had questions, and the, you know, recruiters didn't really have answers for us. It's just like, you know, we'll get to it when we get to it, and all the applicants are like, no, we want it now. Like the spoiled brats we are. And so then, you know, first, they're like the only day that was a wave of acceptances for summer alumni came and went, and I didn't get accepted. I was still in consideration, but I wasn't accepted yet. So I was getting a little bit nervous. Like, obviously my phone interview, it's not that it didn't go well, it's just that I think that the recruiter felt rushed, or maybe that I wasn't a good enough applicant for summer alumni, or that she just had way better, you know, people that she had talked to that day. I don't know what it was. It could have been anything. She could have just had a bad sandwich for lunch, who knows. But it just, it wasn't great. She didn't ask me any personal questions. She didn't ask me why I wanted to do the program. She didn't ask me how my first program was. Nothing. I didn't get anything from this girl. It was very matter of fact. It was very much, do you think that you can do this job and do it well? And I was like, yeah, of course. And she was like, well, I don't think so. But anyway, so first wave of applicants, or first wave of acceptances, I should say, came and went, and I wasn't in it. So I started getting nervous, and I was like, okay, well, you know, if this doesn't work out, what am I going to do? And it was either, you know, keep doing school and wait till next year for summer alumni, or take a chance and see if I get into fall. And I ended up doing just that. A couple of days after or maybe the next day after the big wave of summer alumni acceptances, I went ahead and did a fall application. I didn't do Fall Advantage because that seemed too close, and I wanted to stay in school a little bit longer. I was gonna, you know, if I got into fall, I was gonna take a summer class so that I wasn't too far behind. And so then I did the application, you know, the trigger words. I pretty much didn't change anything from the application I had just done, like a few months before that for summer alum. And I skipped the web-based interview at that point because they had it on file from when I had just done it. And they emailed me to go immediately to a phone interview, which I scheduled for that week. And we were getting close to the deadline of applications for fall. So I was able to get it in that week because I guess, you know, they didn't have like a bunch scheduled anymore. It was just like the last little people. And I think I waited like a month or like 1 week, less than a month for the acceptance. That phone interview went completely the opposite as my summer alumni. It was my best phone interview that I've ever had, and that was my 5th phone interview with Disney. It was the best one I've ever had. The girl that I was on the phone with, she was so personable and just like so happy to be talking to me. Like she, you know, was having a good day. I was having a good day, and it just went really well. You know, sometimes, you know, bad things can affect people's day and you just have a bad phone interview, but this one was a complete opposite. It was amazing. We got along. I remembered her name. I'm pretty sure it was like Odelia. I was like, wow, that's amazing. That's such a beautiful name. And she was like, wow, Loriana is such a beautiful name. And we were like, yeah, we got this. We're on the same level here. We're on the same page. And she asked me like the real questions. She was like, you know, tell me about your first program. Tell me about your roommates. What happened with them, you know? And I told her the good, the bad, the ugly. I told her, you know, I had roommates that I liked. I had roommates that I didn't like. We had one roommate that was a problem with everybody. And this is what we tried to do to fix it. Ultimately, nothing really was able to fix it, but I don't know. It just, you know, we were able to get it together, I guess. Number 3. Where were you when you found out? I'm guessing this question means when I found out I was accepted. So for this program, I was driving. I was running errands for a woman that I do assistant work for sometimes, and I was on my way to her house from like being out all day, and my phone ringer was on, so I heard the little ding. What had happened was I was driving and I got a text message because I signed up for text message updates from Disney College Program, I guess, and it said, hey, Loriana, check your email for good news. And I was like, they're not going to tell me that it's good news if I didn't get an acceptance. So then I went and I like, there's a dog sniffing at my door. I went and I like pulled my top, you know, like my bar down to see my notifications. And as soon as I did that, email popped up and it said, hey, Loriana, congratulations. And I was like, boom, baby, I'm back. And that's how I found out. I pulled over, I went to a gas station, I opened the email, and I saw my roll, and I cried. And then I called my friend Kate, and her friend Grace was there, and Grace had already been accepted. Kate was about to be accepted, and we were all going back to Disney. It was going to be dope. And that brings me to question number 4. What is your role and what is your preferred role? The role I got is merchandise for this program. My last program was quick service food and beverage. Shout out to Land Stands. My preferred role, I would say probably children's activities or maybe Bippity Boppity Boutique, Pirate League, something like that, where I can, you know, talk to kids, have interactions with them. It's all about them, you know, Disney. the whole park, the whole franchise is about children and making people happy, and I think that that's the most magical role I can have at the parks. It would be working directly with the children. But you know, beggars can't be choosers, so. What was I on? Number 5. How did you find your roommates and how many do you want? So, the Facebook pages, duh, that's where everybody finds their roommates unless you go random, which, you know what, go for it. I had a roommate last program who was random, and she turned out to be the person in the house that I got along with the best. She was amazing. I have one roommate right now. Her name is Delaney. I'm not gonna talk way too much about her because I'm not sure how much she wants to be in my vlogs. We just clicked automatically. I read her, you know, about me on the Facebook page and like her roommate search or like survey thing. And I liked what she had to say. You know, I thought we had a lot in common. So I, you know, Facebook stalked her, looked at her profile and stuff, and turned out that we had like this one big, huge thing in common. And I'm not gonna tell you what it is because it's personal, and I don't know how she feels about, you know, everybody knowing per se. Not that it's a secret, but anyways, so we just, you know, we had this really big thing in common, and I messaged her and I was like, bro, I think this is fate. And she was like, bro, me too. So that's how we met. And how many roommates do I want? I want, honestly, 4. I want me, Delaney, and then 2 people that, you know, are probably going to be random because this program, we're only allowed to link with 3 people for roommates. And I don't want to be in a bedroom where I have to sleep in a bunk bed. Your girl's got a bad back and bad knees, so bunk beds are not going to be a thing for me. Not only that, but like, I feel like 2's a party, 3's a crowd. You know what I mean? So me and Delaney are just gonna link to each other. Hopefully we get into the Vista apartment that we want, which is 2-bedroom, 4-person, and then we only have to deal with 2 other people. And hopefully they're good people and they're nice. But yeah. Number 6, what are you going to miss while you're on the program? I'm guessing this means like who am I gonna miss? Or, I don't know. I think what I'm gonna miss most is honestly just being able to step outside my bedroom door and have an interaction with a family member. My family is my biggest support system for anything, and I know that I can rely on them for literally anything, and that's what I'm going to miss the most, is being able to just like take 2 steps that way and have everyone that I need. Really gonna miss like all the just quality time that I usually get to have with my boyfriend. Yeah, that's big sad. Yeah. Number 7, what's your favorite Disney park? Well, right now, as of this moment, it is July 2019. My favorite Disney park is Animal Kingdom. And that's because Pandora, the World of Avatar, the Valley of Moana is the coolest place I have ever freaking been. It is the most immersive. You feel like you're on another planet. Like literally as soon as you step on that bridge, you are in another world. I think that the way that the land is built and decorated and just, I don't know, it's absolutely beautiful. It has my favorite ride ever in it. Flight of Passage is the coolest thing that's ever been made ever. And you know, Navi River Journey is a cool ride in itself. It's too short, definitely, and there's some things that I would change about it, but honestly, it's super immersive and it really feels like you're going through the jungle on a river. It's got the best animatronics like ever made. It's got those like screens that you can't even tell are there. It honestly blows my mind. That's my favorite park right now. I'm 150,000% sure that when Galaxy's Edge opens up in Walt Disney World, then Hollywood Studios will become my favorite park again. It used to be my favorite park, and then lots of the cool stuff closed over there, and then, you know, Animal Kingdom got Pandora opened up, and it was like freaking amazing. But anyways, Galaxy's Edge, I am like a huge Star Wars nerd, and so excited for Galaxy's Edge. I like daydream about it all the time. It's gonna be amazing. Number 8, what's the first thing you want to do when you get down there? So I'm not sure if this question is asking about first thing I want to do when I get to Florida, first thing I want to do when I get to Orlando, or first thing I want to do when I get into the program. But I'll answer all of those questions. The first thing I want to do when I get to Florida is go to the beach. That's right. My boyfriend and my best friend are moving me from Georgia to Florida. We are going to go stay at the beach for a few days before my move-in. And that's what I want to do. I want to go sit on the beach with a margarita in my hand. It's going to be amazing. First thing I want to do when I get to Orlando is go to the Jonas Brothers concert. That's right. August 9th. Be there, be square. Going to Joe Bros. And then the first thing I'm going to do... Oh, I just burped. First thing I'm going to do when I get into the Disney College program and I have access to the Disney parks... I'm going to Animal Kingdom. Like, let's not even joke about it. Like, I'm going to Animal Kingdom. I'm going to, you know, freaking Pandora. I'm going to get a Night Blossom drink. I'm going to sippy sip. It's going to be amazing. Also, kind of low-key, before I get into the Disney parks, I'll probably re-up my Universal season pass and go over there because Harry Potter. Ooh, almost on number 9. What is number 1 on your bucket list? I actually happen to have my bucket list right here. Number 1 on my bucket list is meet Mickey Mouse in every one of his costumes. That's it, folks. That's my number 1. I want to meet Mickey Mouse wearing all of his costumes, and that's a lot if you didn't know. My favorite Mickey ever is Sorcerer Mickey, and so I guess I'm going to Studios for that because I've never met Sorcerer Mickey before. And God, I just love Sorcerer Mickey. He's just so cute in the little red robe and the big blue hat is so cute. And also he's magic, like duh, like Mickey Mouse and magical powers. Wow, like who could ask for more? Number 10, last one, you guys. What is one thing you hope to take away from your program? So, I'm not a kleptomaniac. I'm just kidding. No, I think for seriousness, the one thing I hope to take away from this program is just to learn something about life, to just grow as a person and better myself somehow. My last program, that's pretty much the biggest thing I took away from it, and I shared that with my recruiter this time and told her about how I learned what the value of a job means, and when you want to keep your job, you are going to do everything you can to keep your job. You're going to, you know, show up to work on time. You're going to not call out unless it's, you know, like you're actually sick. And if you do call out for a reason other than being sick, you make sure that you're watching your points because there is a point system. You know, I was not great when I first got there. I'm not going to lie. I got a reprimand super quick because I was late. I was literally late all the time. And it was a mix between me just being perpetually late and then also learning the bus system and how long it actually takes to get from my complex to Magic Kingdom and to clock in. And I don't know, it was a learning process, but I think that it made me a better worker. It made me a better human being. And that's just what I want from this program too. Honestly, it's my last time going to Disney. I probably won't be doing another college program. Yeah, I just want to be able to, you know, be a better person. You know, take something away from Disney that, you know, helps me grow. All right. Well, I don't really have an outro, so I might snip in a little video of something here, but maybe not. Bye.